Hello Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for a new series that I'm calling Daily Draft Deep Dives. I'm super excited to introduce this somewhat interactive form of conversation to you all in the hopes that both you and I can benefit from taking a look at some older games here on the channel and talk about why I made a particular play or didn't, some expanded thoughts on what was going through my mind at a particular point, and just some interesting and provocative gameplay that I think deserves a bit of a deep dive. I'll be releasing some of the videos every now and then on the channel whenever there's some free time, but having already taken a look back through some of my old videos for content on the topic, I'm super excited to bring deep dives on a lot of moments that I've already picked out to you. And on the subject though, feel free to let me know in the comment section on any other video of mine if there's a moment you think would deserve a deep dive, and I'll definitely take a look at it and see what I can do. Alright, now today's deep dive is going to be from a draft video that was posted to the channel last Thursday, June 16th. So it starts right here when they attack us with this Skycrier into our 3/4 Echo Inspector. Clearly they have something, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious that something's going on here, and our job is to deduce what it is, obviously, right? I'm going to go ahead and put up on your screen right now every combat trick here in the set that they have access to with this mana at instant speed. Now, there are things like exotic pets and all that kind of stuff too, but none of that really has any bearing on exactly what's going on right now in this moment. So we've got these 8 combat tricks that I came up with in blue and white that they have access to, right? So they've got potentially Boon of Safety, Knockout Blow, Refuse to Yield, Revelation of Power, Majestic Metamorphosis, Out of the Way, Run Out of Town, and Slip Out the Back. So, from this moment, this is the part of the game that's a lot of people don't really have mastered yet. Understandably so, because it takes a lot of memorization, doesn't it? You know, all of these cards, I can't remember in the moment exactly which one of these cards, or all 8 of these cards in my head. But you'll even notice that when I was drafting this, or posted this video last Thursday, in the original draft video, I commented that, oh, they've got Majestic Metamorphosis. That was the one in my mind, right? There's really only 2 cards out of these 8 that you see right now that are even remotely possible for them to have here. It's Majestic Metamorphosis and Knockout Blow. The other 6 are effectively irrelevant for what's happening right now. Boon of Safety doesn't save this creature. Refuse to Yield doesn't do anything really. Revelation of Power doesn't do anything. The other ones are just bounce spells they don't really even need to have in reaction to this. So it's either Majestic Metamorphosis or Refuse to Yield, or Knockout Blow. If it's Knockout Blow, there's really nothing we can do if we end up blocking with that. But you'll notice we had Run Out of Town in hand. So I've correctly pinned them on Majestic Metamorphosis here. So I'm playing the rest of this game knowing that they have at least 1 copy of Majestic Metamorphosis in hand. Could be Knockout Blow, but my goal is to play a turn, and it's coming up right here, right now, that you see that I'm going to go ahead and pass it back. They have, and my plan right now is for them to attack with Skycrier, me block with Echo Inspector, they use Majestic Metamorphosis, and then I use Run Out of Town on top of that, which would be a blowout in my favor. That would effectively be a 2-for-1. They would lose access to their Skycrier. Now, not everything can go as planned the entire time. They're going to play a Celestial Regulator here. That's going to keep our Echo Inspector tapped down for a turn. So the plan kind of backfired, but the good news is we have 2 copies of exotic pets in the deck as well, so we can use that as like a backup if things don't go well for the Run Out of Town here. Alright, so we're a few turns later here now. Our Echo Inspector, I've actually attacked with it last turn because we don't have any mana up right now. So I want to save one of these Run Out of Towns for their Majestic Metamorphosis, right? I know they have it in hand, which is the reason I choose also not to block with this Speakeasy server that's gotten on the battlefield here now. So you're going to notice that they actually, for some reason, maybe they just want the lifelink, but they use the Majestic Metamorphosis on the Skycrier here. They get it out of hand. So there it is. So we effectively and correctly pinned them on it very early in the game. So now they've gone ahead and used it. So we have to play this game either thinking that they might have another one in hand, which is very possible, or that they've used the only one that they have, And what I'm doing here is attacking, because we have 6 unblockable damage per turn right now. I don't really need to try to race that lifelinker, and if they have another one, then they could potentially squeak out lethal somehow here at all. So I'm going to pass the turn with these blockers up, with double run out of town up, and theoretically, we're kind of protected against a lot of things here at this point, right? So they go to combat, and they're now attacking with Skycrier into our 3/4 Echo Inspector. Looks like they have another one, right? I mean, it's either knockout blow. I mean, this one, it could be multiple things, but we do have the run out of town up, and this is exactly why I saved the run out of town earlier in the game to force this blowout. Now, if they have Make Disappear or something, then they have Make Disappear. There's not really anything we could do about that. However, we were able to save the run out of town to 2-for-1 them, getting their Skycrier back on top, not affecting the metamorphosis here. They've lost their lifelink. This is a huge blow to everything that they've been trying to do here. So they do choose to put it on top of their deck, and then they play an Overseer so they can draw it again next turn. But I mean, at this point, they're at 12. Their Skycrier is going to be reset to a 1/1 with lifelink. We've got 6 unblockable damage per turn, 2 removal spells in hand, and 6 flying points of damage as well. So you're going to notice here I'm going to attack with everything that's either unblockable or flying. They're going to go ahead and double block with Celestial Regulator and Inspiring Overseer. We can get the 2-for-1 with the run out of town, put it back on top. They're going to go to, I think, 3 off the bottom of that. We've got another Sleep with the Fishes on the backside here. So yeah, here's the moment that they go ahead and make the double block. Doesn't really matter how we order it, because we're going to go ahead and put the regulator back on top of their deck, or on the bottom, whatever they choose. Eat that Inspiring Overseer, have all of our flyers left. They only have 1 card in hand, potentially 2, depending on what that second one is there. But this puts us in an enormously advantageous position, because we correctly put them on Majestic Metamorphosis early in the game, played around it, and then when they eventually did play that and we had our mana up and we saved that removal spell, we were then able to capitalize on that fact and get in for lethal after they didn't have any more draws. So today was just a quick little lesson in exactly what combat tricks they might be representing, and seeing if you can pin down the one that it is, knowing that they have it, and then holding up your removal, holding up your instant speed removal to make sure that you can capitalize on when that works and when that works for you, and making sure that you're not the one that gets blown out by the 2-for-1 combat trick, but you're the one that blows them out, so that you can go ahead and get the win in the end of the game.